Merry meet and fare thee well. Settle in for a story with me, Astin Gaël. This is going to be your daily collective message for Thursday, February the 19th. I am filming this on Wednesday, February the 18th, and I am experiencing a low effort day. I mentioned this in yesterday's video, but I am disabled. This is a job that I can do, um, telling stories, writing books, um, creating small communities, uh, is a effort that does not detract from my journey towards healing. Um, but when I make that journey something that I have to work just as hard at as I did when I was attempting to live in day to day society, I do myself a disservice. So, my apologies for the very low effort filming today, but it is what it is. If you do not follow the Magic Shop on BlueSky already, the link to follow that page is in the description box down below. The link to purchase a short story, I have a 3-card spread, a 5-card spread, a 30-minute short story video, or a one-on-one hour-long call with me where we can co-create a story. The link to purchase those stories is also in the description box down below. We are reading an excerpt a day from Rachel Snyder's What There Is to Love About a Man until we run out of excerpts. Today, we will be reading about wheels. Yes, wheels, like on a car. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, bikes, skates, and trains. When a man feels like life's driving him crazy, nothing settles like his favorite set of wheels. He slips in behind the wheel and he rides into the wind on his trusty steed. He slides under the wheels with a wrench and a rag, and the rest of the world fades away. Waxing and polishing and tweaking and torquing, his car is a shrine in the temple of Go. He's always wanted wheels. He watched fire trucks and dump trucks and freight trains and never got enough. He made trucks out of empty oatmeal boxes and coasted to a soapbox victory and corralled his first car the day he turned 16. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, 6 wheels, a semi. He's riding low to the ground. He's riding shotgun with a friend. He's riding high in style in the old battered pickup of his dreams. Watch him winding down the trail in his fully loaded wheelchair. See him cruising the coast in his comfy sedan. He's just turned 40 and he's sporting in his sports car. It's the wheel thing. Whoever invented the wheel had a man in mind. Oh my goodness. That one is so funny to me because quite literally to reduce our stress and anxiety yesterday, my partner and I bundled up, got out in the horrendous wind and sleet, and drove to breakfast, had breakfast, and then just hit the road. We turned down a highway that we had never turned down before, and we just kept driving until we felt like we didn't need to drive anymore. And he has a gosh, I don't know what year it is, but it's an old BMW. Super sporty little car, very whippy. Takes the curves of the New Mexico roads like a dream. And best of all, heated leather seats. And both of our bodies were very grumpy with the wind pressure increasing, and we just needed to be seated in those heated seats, and I needed to expel a whole bunch of words, and he is good at listening to my words. um Anyways, I just think that's so funny that that's the topic that came up, like driving and how calming that can be to people who identify as masculine. I'm not going to say it has to be man. I'm just people who really identify with that kind of masculine need to be behind a trusty steed, um, and feel the wind through your hair. It can be so soothing. So let's talk to the deck of chaos. Let's talk about wheels, baby. Where are they taking me? Let's talk about wheels. Yeah, I thought that Six of Swords was going to come back out. Okay. So we've got the Six of Swords. And I'm getting like a labyrinth vibe with the back of this playing card. So the Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, but the Six of Pentacles also has this kind of labyrinth theme. 666 is coming through, so the occult vibes are heavy. That new moon solar eclipse had me thinking about a lot of like occultist type stuff, and my therapist actually wanted to talk to me about occultist type stuff today, during therapy. So I have to mention Lord Lucifer anytime 666 comes through. All right, so we're looking at give and take, cause and effect, reciprocity. Possibly as that relates to the occult or a coven, tying that into the wheels. This could be like a long distance type of thing. So it's like uh you come visit me and then I'll come visit you. It has to be uh an equal partnership in the way that you divide time. Um Energetic budgeting is also coming through as well. Not giving any more of the work to one person than another. This could be a traveling that results in being by an ocean, traveling to the sea. There's oceans everywhere, so I'm not gonna even try to narrow down where that might be. This is something that's being worked towards. This isn't necessarily something I'm seeing that could pan out in 2026. This might be something that's not going to happen until 2030, you know. This is a work in progress. What what characters are at play in this story? Okay, so we've got that star that was in the reading yesterday, Aquarius, Sun, Venus, or Mars could be significant. But yesterday the star came out in the reverse. Today the star is upright with the coffee, meaning that this person is moving very quickly. The audacity in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. In the Rider-Waite, this would be the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So this Aquarius, Sun, Venus, or Mars, or just a very bright energy, is not single. They have somebody. That person could be the person that they are making negotiations with. This person is not joking around. This star upright this is not a joke. This is not a joke. The need for reciprocity is not a joke. If you're going to come to me, then I will come to you. If you want me to come to you, then you have to come to me. This is not a joke. If you want me to work, then you need to pay me. If you want to work for me, then you need to accept, accept my payment, be in a receptive mode, but also, accept that I'm going to have to give you instruction. You're going to have to be instructed by me. What are they working on? Okay, so they're working on something that relates to speaking the truth. This is writing. This is lyricists. This is advocacy. I don't know why my voice broke on that one. That could be it. This person could just be an advocate for change. Let's see, the final quarter moon. So we've it's very important to do some cleansing during that moon. Why? Well, there is evil eye being thrown towards this particular star in the upright. This person that is shining their light and not joking around. And they're not accepting being joked around with. And I'm also hearing like jerked around. People who make it very well known that they're not in the energy of reciprocity. Not willing to compromise, not willing to provide support when support is given. Yeah, so people are throwing evil eye because they don't like to hear the word no. um, especially from someone that they perceive as less than. All right. Anything else? Who is the person that this star is with? They're not single. Who are they with? They are with someone that makes them a better person because they don't rescue. And that's funny because yesterday the star was in reverse and they were looking to be rescued. So the star in the upright is somebody that is capable of being in union, and not needing it to be a rescuer situation. Um, they are in a partnership that the person is capable of letting them experience their suffering but not get caught up in it, creating a trauma bond and creating codependency on both parts. Also, the person that they're with did not seduce them or conjure up any sort of love spells to lure them into union. People who are naturally embody this star like energy um tend to be better in a nine of cups in the upright, tend to be better just as independent single, but because they are so good at just continuously pouring out their cups. I keep forgetting that I can't show this card. Just way too boobalicious, but people want to be in their presence, and of course they do. They're a bright shining light, but they don't know how to reciprocate. um and it makes the union for naught. It's at that point the star would rather be alone, but now they've been knocked off their spot. They're knocked out of balance and they can't figure out how to be alone. um so the person that they're with now doesn't make them feel smothered. I almost wonder if that's why some of the evil eye is being thrown. Not only are people upset with advocates right now because they don't want people out there speaking the truth, but there are also probably some people who do want to be with this star energy, um, but they they don't know how to come correct, and they're upset that they can't get that person to care. um okay, there's also something about, yeah, there's definitely something about power dynamics here as well. um this star energy is only looking for equilateral relationships, and people are throwing evil eye because they can't have any sort of relationship that doesn't it's not rooted in power dynamics, and they can't get this star to comply with that. Um, Without saying too much about my personal chart, my house is in Sagittarius. And I very specifically wrote down in my grimoire that that's one of the reasons I feel so connected to Hermes. Um, the messenger god that connects you to all three realms and kind of bridges the gap between quote unquote heaven and earth. That could be the reason that people want to be with this star, is they feel like being in that person's presence helps them to bridge the gap between heaven and earth. They feel more closely connected to source around this person. I've never really noticed like how gigantic this person looks in relation to the environment around them. Very like well, angelic. And in the Rider Waite deck, the star is an angel. All right, until next time, be well, be you.